Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mediak podcast. Today, we have Corey, who is not here on video because his laptop doesn't have a camera, but he has a green box there that I could put a drawing of him, but I might be too lazy to do that. We'll see. Skylar's also here. We're talking about Kung
How's
Fu
it going?
Panda. That's the reason why Corey's on.
Yeah, we had to wait.
Yeah, we delayed it so much just so this kid should be on it.
Zach, do you still have your giant list of things to go through with Corey?
No, I don't have it anymore
Why?
because Corey took too long.
And you got rid of it?
Yes.
Things to go
was
through on
it?
the movie.
Yeah, there were points I was gonna talk about on the movie, but I got rid of them because you took too long.
Wow.
That's not my
Good.
fault. You took too long.
All right, do we want to get right into it?
Yeah. So this is Corey's favorite movie of all time.
Very understandable.
Not this specific one.
All right,
You're
let's hear
lying.
about it. I think
Series.
this one's better.
I've actually had shit. Grew up in the
Is he-
ear pod.
Oh, I thought he was getting notes. I was gonna say, oh damn, Corey
Yeah,
Corey was
he
way
was
more prepared than I thought he was. I was like,
Yeah,
not
he
a
was.
chance this guy actually even watched the movie.
He
I watched
wrote
it today.
Hey, you watched it. I'm proud of you.
I actually
I did too.
just
I was
rewatched
watching.
the first one last week too.
No, nice. He was really prepared.
I've been on a little streak. I'll have to get the third one in.
And after watching him,
I'm actually at a change of heart. I used to say that the first one is still my favorite. I used to like the third one better than the second one, but I think I do like the second one better.
second one
I think,
is like a
I'm glad you
perfect
had that
movie,
change.
in my opinion.
yeah, I think it with Shen. I think he's just a better villain.
Yeah, way.
I think the themes throughout the movie are better. The third one, I still like it, but
Hey, we can talk about that next week when we when we review Kung Fu Panda 3. We can talk about our opinions on that later, but simply just in my opinion, this personally is in my top 3 favorite movies of all time. It is just one of the greatest masterpieces of animation there is. And I don't know if it's because the animation looks more I don't want to say
Fluid.
realistic, because obviously it doesn't look realistic, but something about it feels more adult than the first one, in my opinion.
yeah, I think
I
this
think
one.
this-
I think it just was a more serious plot.
Yeah, I think there's
His
more
past
mature themes.
mom and his
Yeah, and I just prefer that over the first movie. Not that the first movie is not awesome. It's one of the great. It's also one of the greatest movies of all time. But like the themes in the story in this one just were more interesting to me as a kid and also now.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I like the theme of inner peace a lot more than like the just do what you want to do and like that's your destiny. There's no like blueprint for greatness. I like the
So
find
what
inner
you're
peace.
telling me is that Kung Fu Panda has the same life lessons as Barbie.
Yes, and I value them the same.
Yeah.
It's either I'm just Ken or I'll find my inner peace one way or another, whether
That's
through
fair.
sitting in a cave for 50 years with not with the slightest touch of water or food, or I beach. I don't know.
Is that okay? I thought you were gonna just say like, oh, through trauma and stuff, but you're like beach,
Well, I had to switch it
energy,
up.
Mojo
Barbie.
Dojo, Casa House.
Facts.
Yeah,
That's where Poe be living.
yeah, absolute homie. I cut my finger recently and it really hurts.
Is there a specific scene that Corey, you in particular, really liked from Kung Fu Panda 2?
Well, I mean, you got to bring up the classic ending scene when Bill brings out his inner peace and sends the fireball
Yeah,
back.
that it's so good, man. That's
The
like
ships, that's one of my favorite scenes, not only in the movie, but probably in any movie ever.
completely understandable because that's like one of the very first movies, like movie moments that gave me chills. I remember watching it as like an 8-year-old in the theater, just being like, "Yo, that's gonna define my life," and it did.
What about the scene like directly before that where he like was finding inner peace and did it with a raindrop?
Yeah, that's my favorite scene in
Yeah.
cinema of all time. Where that the score mixed in with that moment is just like simply
And the
it
transitions.
it is just the greatest thing that has ever come to any sort of film screen ever.
And the transitions were perfectly with it too.
The
It
score,
was so
oh my god,
good.
that is the single best like piece of music to ever be made.
Okay. Corey, do you have any thoughts on that specific scene versus your scene?
Sorry.
I mean, I think they're probably both in the same category.
That's fair.
Zach,
They're
is there a
both
certain
top
scene
tier
that-
scenes.
Well, the only
They-
I mean, no,
they
not
are
the
top tier
only
scenes.
scene, but like I was gonna bring up that scene if you didn't bring it up, Skylar, the one about the raindrop. But I really like the scene in the prison, with Poe and the old masters, and also Poe with the Furious Five and their whole entire
Are you talking about
conversation
the
and
first
deal.
appearance or the second appearance? Like their
Uh,
first time when they're trying to break them out, or whenever they come back to try and put Poe there and just keep him there?
well, the second one, whenever they hug.
Okay,
I like that
Tigress.
one. Yeah.
And then she like Tigress goes up and she's like, the hardcore do understand that.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. And also,
And it-
also, whenever all of the masters jump in that line at the end of the movie, and he's like, "I love you guys," I like that. It makes me happy.
I think another big point in this movie was character development between Poe and the Furious Five,
Oh, without a
specifically
doubt.
being Tigress.
Yeah,
Yes.
Going from
it
the
was
first
like
movie, their pure hatred for him to now, or
Skylar's
showing
drunk!
respect and
sorry. He's drinking. He's drinking. He has so much alcohol in his system. He's gonna ruin the podcast.
It's my inner peace.
Oh no.
Okay, Corey, back to what you were saying before Zach just rudely interrupted you.
I do that a lot.
get what I was saying. I was just saying that Tigress had a lot of character development.
I would agree. To
That's
that.
it.
what I was
Yeah, no facts. So
I
I think
forget.
he did.
I'm so sorry, Corey.
Well, I also think Mantis is so funny in this movie.
Yeah, man.
He's just like, yeah, he's like, I wouldn't know my dad. My mom bit her head off. My mom bit her head off before I was born.
It's so good. It's like so. I don't know how to describe it, but it was one of the. It's just a perfect sequel. It does everything it needs to do because we already are introduced to our characters, so we don't have to have that section. So it was just 100% development for all of them from the start, and
Can
it was
I
fantastic.
on a different scene?
Go ahead.
Okay, do you know the scene where they're about to go away to the village where Shen is, and
Yes.
Poe's like meeting with his dad, where his dad packs all of
Noodles.
his stuff? Yeah, and he goes
Yeah.
through everything. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
that's
was
fantastic.
a very
I
it was a
actually
very top tier scene, and there was like a lot of like emotion from Poe's dad, despite him like never really showing it before. It's like his way of showing it, just like a lot of panic mixing in with like what he does,
Mhm.
and then like caring about his son, and then going through the pictures, and he's like, maybe I'll keep this one.
Mhm.
Like whenever
It's so
uh,
good, man.
Poe squashed him from giving a piggyback ride.
I thought while you were saying that, I thought of like 8 different scenes that I could think of one of my next favorite scenes.
Yeah, but I want to hear Corey's thought on my
Yeah,
scene.
let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. We bring him on the podcast for a reason.
This dad moment, I don't really remember that. I can't lie.
Specific dad moment? I don't know about that. Like, just pick up at whatever is your favorite thing for next.
I would like to bring up some of the comedic scenes.
Yeah.
I think
Yes, let's go.
one of my favorite, especially when I was a kid, one of my favorite scenes ever was when Poe's on the roof and it's super, super hyped up, and then he throws his hat, and it's the most anticlimactic thing ever. That will always be one of
That
the
will
funniest
always
scenes.
get me, man.
I love
If
that.
you don't laugh
And
at
they
that,
can't
you
even hear him,
don't
too.
understand
He's like
comedy, man.
he's giving this giant speech,
And he's like,
they're all just
"What?"
like, what are you saying?
It's like
So good. It's
one
so
thing this
good.
movie does well is, like, I loved all the jokes as a kid, and even to this day, like, they still crack me up.
It's because
Yeah.
whenever they made Kung Fu Panda, they weren't trying to make a good kids movie. They were trying to make a good kids movie. I mean, a good movie that's for kids, if that makes sense. And that's why it holds up so much better than, like, I don't know. I haven't seen the Paw Patrol movie, but I'm just gonna pick on it for an example because I'm assuming it's probably just made for
Yeah,
kids.
I can't speak on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't speak on it, but there's plenty of other examples out there. Bad stuff. This stuff's good though. We like it. I like
Yeah,
Shen's
I
introduction,
actually
his
forgot
first
about-
CG moment. So good.
I actually forgot about the scene that Corey was talking about for a little bit. And then he said that he's on the roof, and I thought it was going to be whenever he had the bunnies and he was chasing him down.
Yeah.
And he was like flinging them around and like flinging himself around. And he's like, whenever he grabs his hat, and I instantly remember.
Yeah, I know. It just clicks, man. So
And then
fun.
just
fun thing about in that scene that Skylar was mentioning where they're going down the street, they do like a dolly zoom on the wolf at one moment, and like you kind of just don't recognize it because it's just so well timed that you just don't think about it. But you got to realize that this is an animation. Like they fucking dolly. How do you do that? There's no camera to zoom.
They just did it. What do you mean?
Well, obviously it
What do you
takes
mean it's not
effort and stuff
real?
like that. But like,
What do you mean? Kung Fu Panda is
who-
really just in China.
it's such a fantastic idea that they were like, you know what would fit really good in this animated sequence here is this really complicated live action shot.
Oh, I also really like how they gave Po an actual Chinese name, like it's Zhao Po.
No, that's pretty cool. I do like
Yeah.
that.
I thought that was like I didn't even notice that until I rewatched it again today.
I didn't even notice that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's Xiau, I think. Zhao
Cool.
Po.
I like that.
But-
Nice stuff.
But I also in the one scene you're talking about, I like how whenever they go overhead and it makes it look like Pac-Man
Oh yeah,
in the street when it's like the
yeah.
Chinese dragons like eating the
I do like
hyenas
that.
and
That
then,
is
like,
great.
launch them out the back end.
It is quite funny. And I like the moment where they pop out Monkey and he's just like, that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
Yeah. It's so good. One of my favorite moments of the movie that really is one of the reasons why the movie is so incredible is Shen himself. And I'm thinking of two scenes in particular, which is the very first scene we see him in CG where actually wait, is that the first scene? No, the first scene I think is whenever he's in his his factory. But whenever he is confronting the masters with his weapon, I love that scene. I think it's like one of the best villain introductions in movies because it just is badass and it sets him up for the rest of the movie. And then the next thing I'm thinking about is whenever he is confronting Po for the first time, like after he captures him. It is just so good stuff. Shen's really well written.
He is. I thoroughly enjoy him.
Yes.
Corey? What do you think?
I think,
Ben?
yeah, I think it works out too because I feel like him and Poe are just pure opposites
Mhm.
when it comes to the movie.
Yeah, and it really helps that Gary Oldman hated him in real life, so you can actually hear some of the detest in his voice.
I did not even know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Gary Oldman hated Jack Black, so it was really good that they were cast like that.
During my rewatch today, I kept pointing out, I was like, that's Bowser.
Oh, it's
Man,
so
Bowser's
sad.
ready to
I
get
was watching the
mad.
Mario movie and I think, damn, that's Poe.
Yeah, it's crazy. Why does Poe hate
That's
Italians?
so weird, man. It really is so weird. I'm gonna move my mouse off the stop recording button. I don't know why I keep doing that.
But I like how, well, I think it was a joke with like Mantis. It was one of the comedic scenes where they were like, "Oh, at least we destroyed the weapon," and then Shen's like, "Fire!" And there's like
Oh, no,
five
yeah,
more. He's
way
like,
more
"Oh, he's
of
got a
them."
lot more." Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's just some like. It's so funny having three people that all have the same exact opinion on this movie because of nostalgia and also because it's a fantastic film. So we're just going to be sitting here and eventually we're just going to slowly describe every single scene of the movie to each other and be like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it's one of our
great. We
favorite
like that. Oh dude, that was a good scene. I enjoyed that one."
Yeah, like, bro, you think that scene's good? What about this scene?
If you thought that was crazy, dude. Remember the scene whenever Poe landed with his back facing them? That was really funny. And then he jumped
Bro,
around.
do you remember whenever Poe ventures off into the mountain? He's like so excited, and then 30 seconds later, he's exhausted and crawling.
Yeah, dude, man, that's so funny. Do you remember that one scene?
I can keep going
Yeah,
all
dude.
day.
Corey, do you have strong opinions about the composer who makes the music for this movie?
Yeah, the score is actually, especially for animated movies, I think Kung Fu Panda, the series, just has crazy music.
I agree.
Did Hans Zimmer?
You
Yeah,
think this
Hans
one has
Zimmer.
crazy music? You ever heard of a
Yeah.
movie? Ever heard of a movie called Puss in Boots: The Last Wish?
I have not seen any Puss in Boots.
What?
You haven't? Okay,
You haven't seen Puss in Boots
that's a must
too?
watch. That's a must
No,
watch.
I need to watch it, but
You
I
do.
haven't got-
Dude,
Yeah,
we
bring
gotta
it
have
to
you
the
back
Puss in
on
Boots
just for
episode.
that one.
Yeah.
That movie's insane.
wanna-
Are you sure you don't want to be on the podcast for the next couple weeks? Because right after this, we're doing the Shrek movies.
Well, after this one, it's Kung Fu Panda 3.
Well, yeah, obviously, but after Kung Fu Panda 3 is the Shrek movies. I feel like that's pretty sick.
think
And
we'll
then
probably do the next couple weeks till we get back to school.
That sounds good.
we'll just start cranking them out.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually fine with that. We could try to pump out 2 a week.
Wait, 2? I was thinking 4.
If we could do 4 a
We
week.
both
yeah, man.
lie.
What a
Yeah,
day.
absolutely
Corey will be-
insane. Yeah, 4
Corey
a
will be
day.
doing the
Yeah,
podcast
dude.
for the next year and a
Dude, that's
half.
gonna not kill me.
Corey will just be on the next podcast for a year and a half. You still put them out like 1 week at a time.
That'd be great. Except, actually, no, that would be great because then I could still do only TikTok editing once a week. I could just postpone each episode. You know, that's a great idea. We should watch 60 movies tonight, and then record 60 episodes tomorrow.
Yeah. Corey, you got any plans?
I guess I'm watching 60 movies.
Yeah. You know which one's next? Kung Fu Panda 3.
Hell yeah, man.
And then Shrek. And then Puss in Boots. But we have to stop after Puss in Boots to record. I need your raw reaction to that movie.
That's fair. That movie is so
I've
good.
not. Is the first one necessary to see?
No.
Yes.
What?
You gotta watch them both.
You gotta watch them
It'll
both.
make the second one so much better.
You gotta watch them both. Corey, actually, no. What you need to do is you need to marathon all the Shrek movies and then watch Puss in Boots 1 and then watch Puss in Boots 2. I promise you, it's like watching One Piece. It's worth it.
Except it's cool.
Except it's cooler, actually, because instead of pirates, it's ogres and cats.
Yo, but the one cat is dope as fuck.
Yeah, the cat's dope as fuck.
I've seen
And
the villain
it's
for
a
the
really
new one.
good song.
It's
He
dope,
seems
right?
pretty sick.
He's
He
really
seems
cool. It's a great
This is
movie.
a Kung Fu Panda episode. We're going off about Puss in Boots.
Yeah, I mean, we went pretty hard focused on it at the beginning there. Not that it doesn't deserve more time, which it definitely does, but like
We could bring this back to you guys. What are your guys' opinions on the music in the movie?
I think
I thought it was fantastic, but it's second rate to another movie who we have previously mentioned. You know,
what?
Puss in Boots.
Fucking shut up, man. No, this score is way better. The only thing that can possibly compete with the score of this movie is the score of the first movie. That's just simply it.
Or the third movie.
No,
Pretty
the
much.
score. I don't like the score of the third movie.
I
can
like
talk-
the third one. Too.
We can talk
I
about
like
that
Master
next.
Uguay's theme.
Master Uguay's theme is in the first one.
I think there's 2. I think there's one in the first one and one in the third.
We'll talk about it. We'll look.
Is there a
I have a grudge. I have a grudge
whenever,
with the third one's music.
whenever. Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting Poe's teacher? Oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name?
Shifu?
Yeah, Shifu. Whenever Shifu's doing the inner piece, is that the theme you're talking about?
No, he's talking about in the third movie. Whenever Uguay is doing his little dancey dance, he has a
Yeah.
score, and
Oh,
Corey
okay.
likes it a lot. But I don't think that makes up for the atrocity that they did with the other score in that movie that we'll talk about next week.
Okay, I actually do have a serious question. Did you like the 2D animation
Yes,
of like young
I
Poe?
was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
yeah, it's beautiful
I was-
because. Sorry, go ahead.
Alright, I thought it was super well incorporated, and then it really like brought out like the past. So, like it didn't like take in like it wasn't just like a pure flashback. Like I think the way that it was very artistic to like, decipher between the two.
I like
Yeah,
how you use the word decipher because I was actually just about to say what my interpretation of the 2D was. And I think it's so if you remember back in the first movie, his dream was a 2D animated bit. So this is my theory because at the end of him remembering, his memories became 3D. So I'm guessing that the 2D bits were just like faded memories that he couldn't fully put together yet until he got inner peace and was able to see them in 3D again. So the 2D is like almost equivalent to a dream. Does that
I have a follow-up question.
Okay, go ahead.
Would you have preferred them to do the 2D style throughout the entirety of the movie or keep the 3D animation as they had?
No, and the reason is because of what I just said.
Okay, being that you don't. Okay. Imagine if they didn't do that and the entire thing was just 2D. From Kung Fu Panda 1 all the way through. It was the 2D and then like there was like the like they just did like the pass in a different way.
No, I think the 3D really fits the universe.
I think the animation is perfect.
I agree. I think
I
the animation kind of peaks in this movie. I don't think it's worse in the next movie, but I don't think it's better. but it is a very large increase from the last movie, because there weren't any bits that I was like, okay, I can see that aging a little bit. One thing that I'm incredibly excited for is the fourth one, because the more I think about how the confirmed length of it, which is an hour and 24 minutes, the more excited I am for it, because the first one was only an hour and 28 minutes. It wasn't very long either.
140, I think.
Really?
Or an hour 40.
No, it wasn't that much longer.
Hour
than that.
30.
I think
It was an hour
two was-
30. That makes sense. But
Oh.
6 minute difference isn't that much. You can still get a really solid story out in an hour in 24 minutes, especially since like they know it's DreamWorks. They're not going to release a movie that they're not exactly like proud of. Look at Puss in Boots. The movie absolutely slapped. If they think they only need an hour and 24 minutes, then I think they only need an hour 24 minutes.
I think it
Yeah,
being
I
targeted
would
for
trust
kids
them.
too. You can't make a kids movie insanely long. I don't know
Yeah,
if
it
they
can't
have
be
the attention
3
span.
hours.
I agree with that. But I
much
would
as we
by
would
no
like a
means
3-hour
say that
Kung Fu
Puss in
Panda
Boots was a
movie.
kids movie.
Yeah. there
Puss in Boots
actually-
was scary. Like if I watched that as a kid, I probably would be scared of it.
Yeah, I'd probably be terrified.
Yeah,
Like,
Puss in Boots is not a kids movie, so I trust that DreamWorks is not going to like wimp out on the storyline in the fourth
yeah,
one.
I mean, can you imagine Kung Fu Panda with like I don't know, like I don't
The
wanna say
blood
edgy.
from Puss in Boots?
Yeah,
That'd be
like the
crazy,
blood and
man.
terror. The blood and terror from Puss in Boots.
Yeah, I know, right? That'd be
And
awesome.
then Poe also sings his own song, like "Who's your favorite fearless hero?"
You'll get that reference whenever you watch the movie, Corey. Don't worry.
Or not. We'll see.
You know what we should do? You know what we should do is
Watch it right now.
no, we should watch Puss in Boots and record it with Corey, and then just upload it after we do the Shrek movies.
We can.
I would like to do that. We could do that
Puss
later.
in Boots is so good.
That was just an idea I came up with. We don't have to do that anytime soon. But
Corey, for reference, Puss in Boots might be my favorite movie of all time.
yeah, it is. It's like talking to me about Kung Fu Panda 2, man. I'm just gonna
Or
keep-
One Piece.
or One Piece. Speaking of, so I'm actually at like 4 minutes.
Oh.
Shut up. This is an update about me.
Okay, I thought you were just going off.
No, it's about me. I was gonna talk about One Piece later with Corey. Okay. Later,
Spoilers.
after Kung Fu Panda, after we give the ratings, whatever. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Let's
Yeah, you do.
talk about Kung Fu Panda more. Really good score, man. The only animated movie that like kinda competes with it is How to
I'm
Train
so
Your
sorry.
Dragon.
I'm so sorry, Zach.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to kill your.
I don't know why Skylar's laughing so much. I'm not funny.
All that drinking he's been doing.
That's true. It's because he's drunk.
No.
Absolutely hammered.
You said Kung Fu Panda, like the animation's like as good as How to Train Your Dragon? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
I said the only thing that could compete with the score of this movie is the How to Train Your Dragon scores. And I actually kind of would say specifically the second one in that too. But we should go over those movies at a later date, because I think they're also incredible.
They are very good.
Yeah.
From what I remember, it's been so long.
I really hope that this episode does the best out of all of them, so that we can force Corey to come back even when the school rolls around. We get
Yeah.
comments that are like, we like Corey the most. And we're like, Corey.
We like the Green Man.
Yeah, Green Man, get him in.
Oh man, I actually had something. Oh, I probably haven't watched Kung Fu Panda since it came out. And this month I watched it twice, and honestly, I don't regret it at all. It was fantastic.
Really? It
I
took
get
you-
at minimum a yearly rewatch of the series.
Yeah, that's
Corey, that is
fact.
some weak stuff. Dude, me and G,
What?
we get through at least the first two ones every 6 months.
That's awesome.
We watch Kung Fu Panda and Kung Fu Panda 2 religiously.
The first one I watch a lot. I don't really run through the second and third.
I don't run through
Every
the third
time, but-
very often.
I'll put the first one on if I'm just need some background noise.
We
Yeah,
can't.
and you're just
I
like,
can't
"Man,
watch
this
the
one
third.
might be
I
great."
can't watch the third one with people because I yell at the screen.
I don't know what.
That angry dad with sports is Zach with Kung Fu Panda 3.
That's exactly what it is. Is because I was so. It's like that one. I don't really get upset about many things, and especially like in movies and stuff anymore, because I'm like, oh, it's just not made for me. But Kung Fu Panda is the only thing that I will get upset about.
Okay, Corey, what were you gonna say?
This would have been a lot more interesting too if I was still very fond of the third one.
So you would be arguing with me
next week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you and Zach were going at it for a minute, like an hour, and I was just kind of sitting here, it's like laughing, picking sides. That'd be awesome.
It hurts the most because not only did the third one hurt Kung Fu Panda, which is something near and dear to my heart, but it also hurt Imagine Dragons, which is also very near and dear to my heart.
Bro, two birds, one stone.
I know, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like they were targeting me.
Speaking of,
I don't even know why I'm saying this. It's not bad.
Scene. Speaking of targeting me, I think there was one scene in Kung Fu Panda that I thought was really funny for no reason. And it was like, my fist hungered for justice, and then his stomach growls. He's like,
that was my fist.
My fist.
It's so good.
I like the little eye flick.
I fucking love this movie, man. It's just like
they unnecessarily added an eye flick. For him to say my fist. It's so funny to me. Somebody actually sat down and was like, yeah, I'm making this.
There's a small list that is growing larger of movies that I can watch infinitely without getting tired of, and this is probably the first one. I gotta look at the timeline on which one came out first, either Kung Fu Panda 2 or Tron Legacy, but this movie is just unbelievably incredible, at least to me.
High replayability, very high replayability.
Well, just like for the score, like in how well it fits into the scene, and watching, it's basically like watching an hour and 40 long art piece.
I think it's 30. It's 30.
Hour and 30.
Like, wow, the Kung Fu Panda professor knows.
It's so good, man. It's literally like art. Or just a lot of nostalgia. I don't know. Probably both.
Yeah, no, it's not nostalgia. It's just absolute flames the entire way through. If you don't like this movie, then maybe movies aren't for you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what else to say.
If you don't like this movie, you're trying to be. Oh, wow. What is going on with my hair? I can't control it. It's whatever. We're gonna go with this.
Yeah. If you don't like this movie, you actually are trying to not like this movie.
You guys want to do number ratings?
No, I didn't like how his toes looked in that one specific scene, and bro was like, "Who? Why are you looking at his toes?"
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Numbers. Corey, go first.
Corey first.
My biased opinion,
no,
it's a 10 out of 10. Perfect
unbiased.
Film. My unbiased objective, I'd still put it at like an 8 to maybe.
I thought he was going to say
you idiot! This is still a 10.
I'm thinking a 9.
This is an unbiased 10 from me.
Yeah, I think I also give it a 10.
This is an unbiased 10. This is a perfect film.
Corey, what makes it not a 10 in your mind? What didn't you like, or what did you want to see improved to make it a 10?
Like the worst part, like I don't even know. It actually might be a 10 because I don't really have.
That's what I'm saying, man. Dude, if you can watch this movie 2 days in a row and still enjoy it as much the second time as the first time, it's a 10.
Not even that. If you go through and think about the movie, like say you give it the 9 and somebody asked you what you didn't like or what you want to be improved, and you actually have to sit down and think.
That's what I'm
Bro,
thinking.
this shit gets me smiling. I giggle when I watch this movie. That's a 10.
You said that, like, there's not one part in that whole movie where I was like, I don't like this. Like, this isn't it.
And the thing is, we've seen it like hundreds of times, and we're still feeling
about the amount of times you watched it, and the amount and like the fact that you're like biased, it's still a 10. Like you didn't even change. You probably haven't changed that from day one.
In biased, it's like a 200%. Because me and Corey bonded over this. Like as we grew up, we became friends over Kung Fu Panda. It is crazy.
Corey, you get flashbacks right now when you see Zach and talking about Kung Fu Panda.
That's facts. I get flashbacks. I remember sitting on that couch over there while we were playing Minecraft and watching Kung Fu Panda. It was crazy. We were filling out a map.
I remember that,
yeah.
I do. I remember that map. We spent so long on that for nothing.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
Corey, it's a 10. It brings back the amount of memories.
It's a movie that transcends movies. It connects to you emotionally.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say to your memories too, but yeah, that's emotional. Yeah. So
I
Are we
don't
all
think I
saying
have. I don't think I have a diss for the movie. I don't think I could
It's a 10.
lower it to a
Okay,
9.
well, if you don't have a disc for the movie, do you think you could name 10 that you would rather watch over it? Like, say you had a list of
I honestly don't think I can.
10, like you had a list of 11 movies and Kung Fu Panda was the 11th. Do you think there would be 10 that you'd rather watch on top of it?
No.
Or
Maybe.
I think you have it as a 10. You still
Like,
want
Man,
to
I
give it
want
a 10.
If I
a
count
glass
it
of
as a
water really
series.
badly.
No, you can't count it as a series.
Like, over
I
this
think they're.
specific one, there's
think it's
probably
good
10
on its
movies I
own.
think I would rather watch.
Hmm.
Over the series as a whole, no.
Well, we can move off of that really terrible take.
Well,
So
just
my
wanna hear
One
you
Piece
defend the
video.
take.
What?
I want to hear him defend the take.
Okay,
Like,
go
what
ahead.
makes you say that?
That I would watch 10 movies.
Give me
over
10
Kung Fu
movies
Panda
right
2.
now.
Yeah, I actually want to hear
Kung Fu
that.
Panda 1.
Wait,
Okay.
what
White
is
Man
it?
Can't Jump. Kung Fu Panda
I heard
1.
Kung Fu Panda
Okay.
1.
White Man Can't Jump. That's my
Okay.
personal favorite.
Okay.
That's a good one.
All 3 of the Lord of the Rings.
That's so fair. I actually understand that.
I would say probably at least 3 of the Star Wars movies.
At least 3. Which 3?
I don't think there's a single Star Wars movie better than Kung Fu Panda 2.
What Star Wars movie in specific are you thinking?
He's gonna say episode 3, and that movie's ass.
Yeah. No, I like the third one.
That movie sucks. There are so many problems with that movie. I can barely watch it once.
Well, that's just you. Okay, so what makes you take the episode 3 over Kung Fu Panda 2?
I think I just purely enjoy watching it better.
Okay,
That's
fair. Is there any specific like
nostalgia
scene for scene, like the most enjoyable scene versus most enjoyable scene in one versus most enjoyable scene in the other?
We got Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting.
The fight's too long.
That scene's an all-time classic. I don't know how you're hating on that fight.
I made a vow really early on in the podcast that I would never give my opinions on Star Wars because I think they're all terrible.
Interesting take. You agree on the Lord of the Rings? You would rather watch those?
Lord of the Rings
Lord of the Rings are
that is the
understandable.
best trilogy of all time. You can't get better than that. All 3 of those movies are
That and Kung Fu Panda are probably my 2 favorite trilogies.
understandable. Have you ever seen How to Train Your
Corey,
Dragon?
I asked,
Yeah,
hold
I'm
on,
not too big on it.
before
Really?
you
I think that's
finish,
a really good trilogy.
I like the first one a lot, and then it kind of falls off. for the
I
second
disagree. I
and
think the
third.
second one's better.
I have to rewatch it though.
That's fair.
The third one, I honestly don't know if I've ever seen.
Really? The third one's incredible. It's the perfect ending.
So I'll have to rewatch those at some point.
Yeah. That trilogy is
I know
incredible.
yours
I
huge
recommend
on
it.
them.
Yeah. They're good stuff.
Well, I
What'd
still
you say?
need. How many movies was that? 8?
You're at 8, I think. We'll go with that. Oops, sorry.
Like, I think I would rather watch Shawshank.
I haven't seen it, but I know everyone likes it more.
I haven't
not
seen it
more.
either,
Everyone
but
likes
I'll
it.
trust your.
I've
I'll
never
trust your
seen White
take.
Man Can't Jump, but if it's your favorite movie,
I
that's like your Tron legacy, so I understand.
I've seen it. It's good.
Okay.
I mean, it's so good that
And
they're the remake.
I would
of
even-
Jack Harlow.
Take something like Spider-Verse 1.
That's fair. Spider-Verse 1 isn't mine, so I understand that.
Yeah. You actually passed the test. I
You
think-
I'm actually super impressed because you did that on the spot too. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't like
in
no
my
prep
head,
time or
whenever I
anything.
questioned
Just
you, I
straight
was
off the
thinking,
brain.
I
I
actually,
think I would push it to like 25.
There's
And, like,
no way you
honestly,
can, like, another
can you
15.
I
Like the
want
Dark
to
Knight,
hear what
the
your
Batman,
the Batman's so good, man. That's such a fantastic.
and the
film.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
got
both of those. I would take something like now I'd have to like look at my list.
I mean,
Off
you
the top
can
of my
do it.
head, I don't think I could keep going.
That it's impressive
I mean,
that
you
did
still
because
named 12.
I know, right? I asked him and I was like,
Oh,
I
you could've named
guarantee
3.
I guarantee if we gave him like 10 minutes, he could come up with over 10. But I was like, there's no way he's going to do it now. He's going to fumble and then we can move on to my news.
Yeah,
And
but
I
no,
was
he
wrong.
passed flying colors. He came up
Yeah.
with 12.
That was really impressive, Corey.
We can move on from that.
Okay. Yeah,
I could
so
sit here and keep thinking, but
oh. So
I
this
think I'd put it in the top 20 range.
that's fair. Completely understandable. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. So this podcast will be coming out on Thursday. I guess this is information just to Skylar.
Rest.
So hopefully the One Piece video that I've been working on for the last little bit will be out already. Hopefully, it will have released 2 days ago on Tuesday. So for me and Corey, I'm gonna try to have it out tomorrow, which is likely. I told Skylar it should only be a little, not too much longer, but I exaggerated. I have about like an hour and a half, 2 hours left of editing that I plan on doing tomorrow morning. So, other than that, Corey, I want to talk to you about theories and stuff.
Can we? I don't know if you saw it. There was actually some news that happened like a couple hours ago.
No.
Angus Cloud from Euphoria died today at 25 years old.
Oh wow. Why? Oh, that's sad.
So like it didn't straight up say what it was, but it gave you enough like context clues to kind of put it together.
Yeah.
So it said that last week he buried his father and he was struggling with it mentally for a while now, and he was pretty open about it on social media. And obviously, you can confer that he ended his own life at 25 years old due to all the like stress and mental anxiety and everything they gave him. But yeah, I personally enjoyed him a lot in the show, and I know everybody's gonna say that, but me and Lily genuinely enjoyed his character in the show, so it was kind of sad to see that news come across. It kind of happened out of nowhere, and I'm honestly sad he won't be in it anymore. As I thoroughly enjoyed his character. I think he played his role fantastic. He was the drug dealer in the show. I thought he was so funny, and he brought so much like comedic life to it, and he was like the big brother role to who the main character who was Zendaya in this one, and I think he played that role perfectly. And I genuinely don't think you could have. I don't know if you could have had another actor like kind of portray it the same way as he did. Which I know I'm saying that just because I watched the show and I thoroughly enjoyed him, but like I genuinely don't know. He fit the role very well, so it's a bummer that he'll never get to he'll get all the respect that he really deserved until it's too late. But sad things happen. But
is
R.I.P.
Is his mom still alive?
I am unsure.
If she is, that's horrible.
Yeah, two burials.
Happened. Wow,
two
that's
burials.
terrible. That is really depressing news. I wasn't expecting that.
It was. I apologize. It happened. It's covering social media right now, but it's a shame that we'll never get to see it. But
that fucking sucks. That was a mood.
It was, but like it was something that we had to talk about.
Of course, yeah, because that's pretty big stuff. How can I switch this around?
You were talking about One Piece theories.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of something funny now.
Well, you can talk about how he's not a Kraken anymore.
I was actually gonna mention how Twitter is now X, and I think that's funny. I think that's hilarious, actually. Corey, what's your opinions on that?
On what?
Twitter being X.
Oh, that was the most random change ever.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
really
it
dumb.
was.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, doesn't he just want to make it an everything app?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm not giving it my social security number, so I'm not going to use it.
I'm not either.
Yeah,
I really don't want to. I feel it's back too easy.
Not even on Twitter, so.
Yeah, I don't even care. Corey, I have two theories I'm going to run by you related to One Piece and stuff, and I want to get your opinions on them, okay?
Yeah.
So, I believe that the One Piece is underneath of Enies Lobby.
One Piece spoilers, by the way.
This is big One Piece spoilers. So I believe that the One Piece is in an island underneath of Enies Lobby, or underneath Enies Lobby. And I'll get there in a little bit because there's a bunch of connections to it. So, you know Jaya, the place that you go to before Skypiea?
Yeah.
So that island, the eye of it is Skypiea, and then there is another missing little bit. The theory is that missing little bit is Laugh Tale, and the reason why is because on the manga cover where they first show the full completed map of Jaya with the skull, Luffy is winking, which is something his character doesn't ever do. And on that chapter number, the kanji spells the one is here, and then whenever you read the date that is given in the chapter, it says the One Piece lies here, and people don't know what that means. So people think that they believe that it's the other eye of Jaya. And the reason why I think it's in Ennis Lobby is because you know how the D is important?
Yeah.
So do you know what Ennis means? No, no one does because you have to complete it with the D, and then it does denies lobby, which lobby is passage, and what Ennis lobby is the big doors that stop the rest of the world from passing through with the government. And also the whenever Roger in Japanese says go find my treasure, the kanji he uses can also be interpreted as go find it down below, which would be underneath Ennis Lobby. And the reason why it would be called Laugh Tale and the reason why everyone's laughing so much is because the hidden island is actually underneath of the most guarded marine base in the world. And that's why it would be so funny.
Could make sense.
Yeah. I heard that. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just kind of expecting like some kind of joke on the island or something.
I don't think it's going to be that because I think that would be underwhelming to a point. But I remember you telling me a while back that you don't think any of the solutions are going to be good.
Oh yeah, Corey, I heard about this. You don't think there's going to be a good ending?
I have not much hope. I don't know what the One Piece could possibly be that would live up to the hype that it's has around it right now.
I don't know. I like to believe that it has something to do with the Straw Hat, like a place to put it or something like that, because it has some sort of significance because of the giant stone one underneath the marine base.
Did he get rid of the Straw Hat when he went to?
Yeah, he right before he that's another theory I saw is that because like you need the Straw Hat on Laugh Tale for some reason, and that's why everyone was laughing was because he just left it.
He just gave it to Shanks.
Yeah, that would also be really interesting. I would like something to do with that. Another theory that I actually really like, and I've talked about on the podcast before, is one of the biggest spoilers in all of One Piece is that I guess Austin or whoever is around who hasn't watched up until Marineford, please like skip like maybe 10 minutes because this is probably the biggest spoiler in the entire show. But Blackbeard is able to wield 2 devil fruits, and shortly after that we see his Jolly Roger, which is a 3-skulled thing with 8 bones. And the current theory that I saw that I believe the most is that he ate something like the Kraken fruit that gives him 3 hearts and the ability to have 3 fruits at once. And so like the Kraken's ability is that it allows him to have other fruits and also the ability to swim, so that like at the end of the show it would just be bad. Well, this is that little bit is a theory, like a super theory with 0 evidence at all. Just because someone was like, wouldn't it be badass for him to just like jump in the water at the end? That was a little bit there. That doesn't actually help the theory at all. But it's kind of known that something is up with Blackbeard. Like whenever they first saw him in Jaya, Zoro referred to him as multiple people. And if you read the manga, whenever they showed the 2 of them, like the 2 different pirate crews, they had 3 different Blackbeards, and then the Nami, Zoro, and Luffy. But in the anime, it was just one Blackbeard sitting there. So there's a lot of I saw another theory today because one thing that helps with the octopus theory is that Blackbeard rarely sleeps and octopi rarely sleep, but the actual translation is that Blackbeard never sleeps. And the current theory is that he has 3 different personalities, and since they all switch out, all of them get sleep in the different rotations. And I like that one.
That's my take on it. I'm thinking he's gonna just be like 3 people, 2 people, and 1.
Like a Cavendish. Do you remember him from
One Piece?
Yeah, from Dressrosa.
Yeah, I know who he is. I don't know he was.
Well, he has 2 personalities.
I don't remember that part.
They literally talk to each other. Remember the moment where one of them had blue eyes and the other one had green eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah. Do you remember that scene in Marineford right before Skylar, plug your ears? in that scene right before Blackbeard kills Whitebeard, like he like has a moment where he is like, "Oh, I'm your son" or something like that, you know, and it causes Whitebeard to stop. So
I think he was just referring to, because Whitebeard refers to everybody as his son.
Yeah, but I think that might be one of his personalities, and it's like that one personality is like a genuine good person.
Oh, like he's like the actual crew member.
Yeah,
Whitebeard.
Yeah, and that's the reason why he was able to hide with them so long, was because there was
Yeah.
one personality that actually liked being with the Whitebeard crew.
Right.
And I think that's pretty cool. I really like this show, man. And I was talking to my mom about it because she doesn't really understand it, but I don't really have anyone else to talk about it with, and she just started the show, so she really doesn't understand what I'm talking about. But
She's watching it.
yeah, she started it. She's a little bit past Syrup Village, I think.
Okay.
She really likes it. Oh, Skylar has me muted until I'm done. I don't know how to. Oh, I just gave a thumbs up. Don't. Okay, so so that was for the Spotify people. That was a purely visual bit that we just did there for a moment. I'm sorry, and Skylar's drinking alcohol more. Yeah, so I was telling my mom about how satisfying episode 1070 was, with the drums of liberation and Joy Boy being reincarnated and stuff. And it's one of the most. I'm very new to One Piece. I only started it about 2 years ago, which is funny because that's how long it took for me to like actually catch up. But
yeah, I mean, we're both pretty fresh to this scene. I've been caught up for a month now.
I couldn't even imagine the people that have been watching it for the last like 20 something years.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I am
getting through something like Dressrosa where it took like literally 4 years.
I know, right, man?
Animate.
Dude, what about Wano? Wano's the longest arc.
It started like 2019, I think.
I know, right? Which is crazy. Imagine how hype this is. This is gonna be like the greatest moment of people's lives. This is one of my most excited moments I've ever been in an anime, and I've only started it 2 years ago.
I think should something about the weekly, like how we stay caught up every week and then build up the past several months. Like,
yeah,
I think it beats out like a movie hype or anything for me.
That's what I'm saying.
The only thing that's equivalent is UI Goku.
Yeah, that I was also just gonna say that.
And I think this is going to blow it away.
I couldn't agree more. I'm excited to. So I was just looking at the theaters, and there's I couldn't find any mainstream ones that were showing Gear 5, but it looks like one or two of them in Pittsburgh. Actually, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, we're just talking about the theater stuff, so you can listen to this. I think like one or two theaters in like the city of Pittsburgh are going to be showing it, so we can try and see if we can get some tickets out there on Sunday.
I bet.
Yeah, I'm excited though. That's gonna be fucking one of the greatest things to ever.
There's no chance we'll be able to watch it on.
Not a chance we're gonna see it on Crunchyroll, because that shit is gonna be shut down way faster than UI Goku was.
That is crashing.
Apparently the Boruto time skip is also next week.
Bro, like I could give a shit.
I've been seeing the Boruto fan base. They're saying that it's gonna be.
It's finally gonna get good.
It's gonna be bigger than Gear 5.
They're saying
Boruto fan base also thought like the first 40 episodes weren't that bad.
Well, you know what the craziest thing is?
You're a real Boruto fan then.
Well, okay, so I saw someone post this on Twitter before its passing, rest in peace. It was a screenshot of the day that the Gear 5 trailer released, and on that day a clip of Naruto playing ping pong with Boruto also released on similar channels, and the Naruto Boruto ping pong had like 10 times the views as the trailer for the Gear 5 thing. And someone was like, bro, if Boruto actually beats Gear 5, I'm committing.
You guys watch Boruto?
Never.
No.
I watched up until.
Well, yeah, I watched
I
watched
skipped
like
filler in it because I just would never. But I
I mean,
watched.
there's like
Watched
40%
everything up
filler.
until like
Yeah.
220.
It's really not a lot of episodes if you don't watch filler. But I watched the one Naruto transformation. Baron. I watched that. That's it. I don't know. I stopped watching after that because I heard it got terrible.
That's when I quit too.
Yeah, I see
I
no
quit.
reason to continuing. I see clips every once in a while, and I literally watched a clip that they put a fight off screen, like the entire fight. Like they had the characters running at each other, and then they shot like the sky, and then you hear clinking and clanking and screaming, and then the next shot is someone falling to the ground. And they were like, homie actually just ran out of budget. And it was a main character too. I think it was like Sarada or something.
Sarada, I heard time skip Sarada is sick.
That's
but
crazy, but I don't
believe
care.
that. Yeah, I don't care
Yeah.
really,
That
unless
was-
something happens to make me care, but I doubt it will.
I will eventually check out the time skip, but
Not anytime soon.
there's so
I
many
wasn't
other
as in love
things.
with the Naruto universe as the other universes that I was into.
I used to like the longer I go without seeing Naruto, like the less and less I'm liking Naruto verse. I
That's
don't know
fair.
if it's just like I like One Piece so much more. Like a lot of even like main side characters in Naruto, like I used to think they were cool, but like I don't know. Like
No, they aren't because all the side characters
No.
in One Piece are actually fleshed out and good.
outside of like Shikamaru and
Yeah, I agree.
Kakashi, I'm not even big on Sasuke.
I hate Sasuke. You
Don't
guys
like-
know, ever since the days of Phoenix, I never was into Naruto. I just watched it because you guys did.
No,
a
you were
must-watch.
giant.
It is a must watch, obviously. But like, I don't know.
It's more
There's
of a
something about
culture.
it.
Ultra.
I
It is
am
a
liking
culture.
it less and less the more I watch.
Yeah. I think I just was more experienced because you went from Dragon Ball into Naruto, which Dragon Ball doesn't have a story, and Naruto has like
Bro, Dragon
an
Ball
action-
story
Second I ever
was
watched
9 out of
was-
10 easy.
Watch My Hero right
oh
after Dragon
right I forgot because I convinced you to watch up to episode 2 because of You Say Run.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Then I binged watched it all when we were playing
Oh yeah,
Revelations.
zombies. Oh my
Part
god.
3.
You gotta. Whenever I started doing another video because I'm about to be done with the One Piece one, and I think I'm okay with saying this now, Skylar, because I think I got over my
Thing.
the curse that I had that I mentioned a little bit ago. So I'm making my next video I'm making is on Black Ops 4 zombies because I actually for the last like year I've been playing that more than any other zombies. But whenever I eventually get to Black Ops 3, Corey, you need to be a part of that in some way.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna start playing that this week.
Oh damn! If you start playing that, let me know. I would love to be a part of that and at least get some footage going.
Just made sure I had it downloaded and everything.
It's awesome, man.
I just didn't want to play by myself, so
Dude, I will always play zombies. It is the greatest thing to me on the planet.
yeah. I've been in the moods for like a week or two now, so
How much Zelda have you been playing?
barely any.
Dude, come on, man. I almost have 200 hours in it now.
Grinded it and then I don't even know what happened.
Well,
Did it come out like early summer, like before work?
can't-
Like, I feel like I started working and then
maybe
quit playing Zelda.
that makes sense. I've been that's what I've been focusing all of my attention towards. Like every time my serotonin's like play Arceus or play something else, I'm like, no, I have to beat this game. I got to get all of the time in it. It's so
Yeah.
worth it, man.
I wish
No,
I could play Arceus more.
I that's the next game. I'm done buying games because I have so many games that I have that I just haven't played or haven't beaten. I'm just gonna keep playing games that I own currently until I run out. Like it's sad to say, but I don't think I'm gonna play FNAF Ruin for like a couple months because I have so many games on my list that I got to get to first.
I will be getting the Jujutsu Kaisen game whenever
Me
it comes
too.
out,
Me too.
but that's a must.
But
That's a
not-
must. We could do that on stream for fun stuff. Me and Skylar. Actually, Corey, have you seen the trailer for it?
No.
It's a 2v2 fighting game. So it's like Xenoverse, but you're on the team with someone.
Is it like Naruto Storm?
Yeah, kind of.
No, Naruto Storm
no.
it can be 1-on-1. That's like it swaps in. Like this one's 2 characters at a time. So it's like 4 people
To
fighting
check
on the
it out.
screen at once.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because of that reason. Because me and Skylar could play together on stream, and also G's excited for it, so that's going to be another game that we can.
Me and
play
Lily are
together.
very excited for it.
Yeah, for the relationship. Woo.
If it has Corey, are you caught up on Jujutsu Kaisen?
Not this season, no.
Dude,
I
what?
will not say anything. I will not say anything.
You have to watch all of
No.
them. We're gonna talk about the next episode because it comes out on Thursday. We're gonna talk about it on Monday when
I
we
don't
record.
watch these shows weekly. I had to wait for the whole season to come out.
Okay, you're
This
gonna have to
one's
mute.
like
You're gonna have to.
this
You're gonna
is-
have to
this
mute
is
next
a
week because
part
I'm not
one.
gonna not talk about it.
All right.
And also, like, this is like the first 5 episodes are going to be different than I think it's the next 12.
Yeah. So after these 5, so this is the 5th episode. After this 5th episode, they're taking a break for a while. So it's a
then,
different.
Yeah, I'll just catch up then.
Yeah, it's a completely different arc. Like this is Gojo in high school. This first 5 episodes.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
is.
This
It's
is the
incredible.
last episode this week.
Yeah, this week's the last episode. So watch all 5 this
I'll just watch it
Thursday,
this
and then we
weekend.
could talk about it on the podcast next week.
Awesome.
It's fucking awesome. This is really nostalgic. I like this episode. Corey, I really wish you had more time during the school year because I really enjoyed having you on today.
I did as well.
Yeah, we didn't even have news to
We
talk
can-
about. Well, except for the really sad thing.
Oh, I saw another one. Loki season 2 trailer confirmed Jonathan Majors return.
Well, he actually was confirmed in Ant-Man because he was in the post-credit scene for that. But if you didn't see Ant-Man, then yes, that was confirmed for that.
Yeah, I just saw it across Instagram.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah,
hype.
that's
I haven't watched the trailer for that. I don't think I will because I kind of want to just get excited for it. Yeah.
But
I had something
you
else
know,
to
I
say.
was trying to-
Oh yeah, Corey, the underground has gotten a lot easier because I have taken advantage of actually using the light bulb flowers. I have 600 of them, so
Those.
there's like they're
Yeah.
called like light
Like, I think I know
balloons.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, so I was scared of the
Yeah.
underground because I couldn't see anything, and I actually got like, I don't know, I have a fear of space in the ocean, and I got like that fear of space whenever I was in the underground in Tears of the Kingdom because I couldn't see anything except for myself, and I was like, I can't be here, so I just didn't explore it. So I had like 1 or 2 shrines in the entire of the underground for my first like 110 hours of the game until I learned what the flowers are that light up a lot of the area. So now I've gotten a lot more of those. It's a great game. Corey, you should really play it more. Skylar, you should fucking get it.
I have so many
probably a
games I need
bad
to beat
take on it. I'm not like that big on the game.
What?
Obviously, it's great, but like it just feels too repetitive from the last game.
I think you might have broken Zach.
I don't think he knows what to say here.
All right, here, Mediak
I
fans,
really
and that's a
don't,
good
because
episode.
because it's only repetitive if you just let it be repetitive. It has like literally 10 times the content.
I haven't explored much in the underground.
No, I mean like
I was
on
trying
the
to get all
overworld.
the,
The overworld is completely different. The shrine, I do agree, the shrines are repetitive, but you need the shrines. That's just like
Shrines in
a
the towers, and half the towers you can't even claim.
well, yeah, you can. I actually found all of the puzzles are super simple for every tower.
Yeah.
He just goes, yeah. The shrines in the towers are
I don't think
similar, but
some of
like
the shrines actually were challenging. I got stuck on the first one. I was sitting there for 20 minutes. I had to look it up on YouTube.
that's sad. You hate to see that, man.
That's the sign of defeat when you look it up on YouTube.
I haven't had a YouTube one yet. That really sucks.
Well, it was only the very first one, and I was like, there's no way this is about to be the whole game. I'm not gonna be sitting here. That was the only one that was bad. I don't know why I couldn't do it, but
Well, the thing about this one is I kind of treated it like a sandbox for me. From the get-go, I just never did what the game was telling me to do. And I was like, oh, I played the last game. I have 3 hearts. I can take on Ganon. So I just was like, I'm going to do whatever I feel like at the moment. And if I find a shrine, I find a shrine, which is different from how I treated the last game because I just went searching for shrines in the last game. But in this game, I just was like, oh, this area looks fun, and then I ran over there, and I was like, oh, I get a shrine. I now think I have 13 hearts, and I just have been like walking around the environment because the overworld is completely different from well, it's the same map, but everything on the map is like a little different, and it's fun going through and finding a bunch of new shit, and all of the new villains are like they're it's different kind of combat, and there's new monsters, and the bosses are way sicker. They're not just like globs of Ganon. They're like actual their own bosses. I don't want to spoil it because I want Corey to experience it, but they're all like their own entities that are just like hired by Ganon instead of being like just like the same thing. It's Breath of the Wild but better. It's just an upgraded version of it.
I mean, I think once I start playing the game again, I'll get hooked again. It was
Probably.
just one of those things where, like, I think I started working this summer, and then
It's a time commitment, man. It's
just
a
like,
big game.
and like I can't like sit there and play it for like 30 minutes. Like I'm not gonna get
That's
anything
so
done.
understandable, man. It's like Elden Ring, you know?
I need like a good 2 hours on that game.
Bro, you
Feel
need like a
productive.
good 6 hours. You gotta have that first
Yeah,
hour to warm up.
Thanks.
I'm kidding.
2
man.
hours minimum.
Facts, man. It's such a great game, though. It's probably the best game I've ever played.
Breath of the Wild is in my top 3 games too.
Breath of the Wild was my favorite game of all time, but I think Breath of the Wild is no longer on the list because of how similar it is to Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom just beats it in every single way.
Understandable.
Because like I feel like it would be unfair to have both of them on the list because
It's essentially like almost the same game.
yeah, because everything I like Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom was my favorite game of all time, and Tears of the Kingdom is my favorite game of all time. So it has like all of the same qualities. Just it just would be wrong. So yeah.
Yeah.
I want to make a video on Zelda, but that's lame. So I think what I'm gonna do, I wrote this down, is I think I'm gonna make a top 5 favorite games instead of like making the generic Zelda's great video. I'll just have it in another video where I talk longer about other games that people don't like as much.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. I had another idea that I thought was really good. I want to make a video on Pokemon Arceus because everyone likes that game, but I think it's the best Pokemon game I've ever played.
I do too. I don't even know if it's that close.
So good, man.
I don't even know if there's another one.
Another game. I spent so much time just 100%ing my Pokédex in like the first region and second region, and then I just never actually played the story.
See, I did that too. The very first week I got the game, I did that. Wow, we're over an hour already, so we're gonna speed this up and then we'll continue this conversation next week. But I did the exact same thing. I was like, I gotta finish the game like right now, and then I saw that you had to catch Pokemon like 25 times, and I just gave up. But then the next time I went through it, I was like, maybe it's I'll just catch all this as the game went on. And that's exactly how you're supposed to play it. You're not supposed to 100% everything right off the bat. The game is modeled so that you should get everything by the end of the game. If that makes sense, Core. Yeah.
I don't even think I made it past the second area. I think I got so bored. I have like a crazy amount of hours on the game too. Like
that's
just
crazy.
Sitting there in a bush chucking Pokeballs at Pokemon.
It's so funny because whenever like in like 10 missions when they're like catch 20 Bidoof, you're gonna be like fuck.
Yeah.
It's such a great game. So we're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up there because we're at an hour and 4 minutes. If you guys if my One Piece video is out, please go watch that because I put a lot of effort and love into it. If you guys don't like One Piece, please go watch it because it might get you into One Piece. Corey, thank you so much for being here today. It was a lot of fun and nostalgic having my 2 best friends on the podcast. Skylar. All right, we'll see you guys next week with Kung Fu Panda 3 and then maybe the Shrek movies after that. You guys have anything else to say?
No, I think I'm good.
It's a good time.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.